How's it going, guys? My name is Adam Baskovich. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm also known as Darth Skywalker. The point of today's video was that I wanted to create a 40K vlog. I wanted to go from start to finish on my new Necron army. Right now I'm in the assembly process. I only have a couple warriors, some immortals, and a Necron overlord for now. But I'm going to start working on some death marks. All that I have is the feet glued to their bases, and I'm going to get started. Alright, so here we go. So a couple things about myself. You already know my name. I'm 17. I live in Visalia, California. I've been playing Warhammer for a while now, which, you know, some people don't take me as seriously as I'd like them to because of my age. But I mean, looks can be deceiving, and while I haven't won every game that I've played, which I doubt most people have themselves, I do fair enough. I go to some of the big tournaments in the Central Valley. Done pretty good a couple times. Let's see, other things that you need to know about myself. Yes, I do go to high school. That's the most basic information. Let's see. I am a huge nerd. If for some reason you're watching this and you're from my school, you'll already know that. But at my school, I have the reputation for being the go-to nerd. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek. I'm not going to even go on with the list, but I think you get the general idea. If you're watching on YouTube, hopefully you've seen my introductory video, and if you haven't, I'd like you to check that out if you have a chance. Link should be up in the corner right there is where I'm going to go with. If you watch it, then you might learn a little bit more about what I plan to do with that channel in particular. But for now, that's not too important. Let's see, so I have this death mark's already nearly done. Let's see if it, yeah. This one's almost done. He just needs his head, and then he'll be the first complete one of the squad. Let's see. So, a bit of history about me and 40K. I started out, I've jumped to so many different armies, it's kind of embarrassing. I don't know why, but I guess instead of reading and researching on what army would be best for me, I did exactly what I shouldn't do, and I went out and got the first army that looked really nice to me, which was the Black Templar, and it was a while ago, but I can't exactly remember how I did. I think I won a couple, lost a couple, but that was back when I barely even knew the rules. Now, as I kind of look back on it, I probably could have done good with that army if I stuck with them, but for some strange reason I didn't. After them, I moved on to the... Oh, hold on one second. I can't find these death marks' head. The Lynch Guard, that's not even... They're not even here. I have to go checking somewhere else. Nah, I'm not going to worry about their heads right now. I'll just finish everyone else's legs and body and weapons. It's weird though, there's... What can death marks be? Oh, the death marks share a box with the immortals, don't they? I have absolutely no idea. So if you can't tell by now, I'm kind of new to Necrons. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and move on with the next couple body parts. But yeah, on that subject, continuing on what I was saying before, after Black Templars, I went to Blood Angels, and that was when I really started playing competitively, because this was after they got their 5th edition codex, and back then I think everyone wanted the 5th edition Blood Angels codex, and they wanted to use that army because it was a lot easier. I don't know if it's because of the guy who made the codex or whatever, what's his name, Matt Ward. I mean, that was the first time, deep striking land raiders, the Death Company, the Rage, all of that kind of stuff factored into kind of them being the supremacist back then. As the Grey Knights would come eventually, found their head. I remember when the Grey Knights became cheesy. One of my friends, actually a couple of my friends, they started playing Grey Knights regardless of what their friend said, and they had to take such a bashing because of it. But if you ask me, it's not about the army that you play, it's how you play whatever army you choose. I mean, sure, some rules are a little, off. And I think that's why when each codex comes out, it becomes stronger and stronger, and the army gets more and more benefits, because every other army gets more and more benefits, either on purpose or accidentally. But I digress. So I went from Black Templar to Blood Angels, and I played them for a while. Then I went to the Tau, which was actually a lot of fun for me, regardless of them being Tau. I struggled with them, but that struggling helped me learn the rules a bit better. Because before then, I could kind of just, ask the other person, oh, what's this rule again? What's it? Well, when you're dealing with a codex that was that old, I think it was like 3rd or 4th edition codex, before they just had their most recent one. It was really hard to go to play with, and really easy to go against, because they were terrible at shooting, their armor was bad, they were awful, just awful at close combat. Basically, if you didn't take their normal generic leader, the battle suit, then you would be out of luck. Well, what were the choices? Anva, like weak old grandpa in a wheelchair with 2 still weak bodyguards. Then there was Farsight. He was actually okay, but his special rule where you couldn't take any Kroot or any Vespids with you, that kind of got annoying. And then there was Shadow Sun. I actually didn't get to play her. She looked interesting. The droid kind of entourage that went with her, that looked interesting, because the droids have always been the thing that's been going for the Tau back then, because the marker light drone could do all this stuff. There was the shield drone, could give your squad a really nice and vulnerable save. Then just the normal gun drones, they were cheap, and you could put them on the battlefield, and they were interesting to mess around with. I haven't even looked at the new Tau Codex, but I don't think it really matters now, because I've stopped playing them too. So eventually, after I hit this army right here, the Necrons, which granted was only about a month ago or so, I decided that I'd stop swapping with armies. So now the only 2 armies that I have are these Necrons and some Space Wolves, which I have painted nicely. Actually, maybe I might be able to show them to you. so that you can know a little bit about how I paint. It's not the best, but I think it's pretty good. I'm going to show you one of the best, not the best one that I painted, but one of the most recent for them, if he's close by. No, he's not close by. Instead of showing you a Space Wolf, why don't I just show you one of these Necrons right here. So here's one of my most recent ones. I don't know if the lighting is going to work or anything, but I wanted to play on, maybe doing this might help a bit more. I wanted to play on like a red and green kind of thing, because it's kind of just normal. You have green eyes, green little emblem there in the middle of the chest, and then everything else green and silver. But I wanted to get some red done in there, so I thought I'd have kind of the red merge with the green on the way out. I don't know. And then just use standard gaming workshop and basing the new paints, and then yeah, it's not the highest quality camera either, so I mean, I thought it was good enough. I've never officially had a painted army on the field before. These Space Wolves I got pretty close to. Okay, let's see. I got the front right here, and we need their back part, which is somewhere. Might be somewhere. Here it is. So, let's see, where was I before I got off on that tangent? So I told you about the armies that I've played before. I can tell you maybe about some of the most recent games that I've had. I actually haven't played in probably 3 months. I think the main reason that I'm doing this is because I just created my YouTube channel, which, again, I remind you to check out the link to whatever. I think I said it was going to be up there. Maybe it will be, or maybe it won't. A friend of mine on the forums, Central Valley Gamers, if you're local, suggested that I should do some 40K videos, and once I start playing again, which I hope will be soon, maybe I'll start doing battle reports. Until then, though, I thought this would be a nice little introductory thing. Let's see, just clipping off all the plastic that I don't need. Let's see. More about myself. Right now I work at a gaming store called GameCore in Visalia. I'm pretty sure we're Visalia's only gaming store for other than like video games. Like I know that GameStop has some video games down there. And we have some old like Nintendo games and stuff like that, which I think a lot of people like because it's the closest thing to video games that they'll get walking in the store. But we run Magic, Warhammer, obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, basically a night dedicated to every other thing. And I was really lucky to get a job there. As I said, it's Visalia's only gaming store. And did I ever show you this guy that I finished the death mark? Did I? He's done now, so. Woohoo! Oh, right. Seeing as GameCore was Visalia's only gaming store for stuff other than video games, there were an unbelievable amount of applications and resumes, and quite frankly, I'm sure there's a couple people that would probably do a bit better financially than you know, like they'd know more about how to help with stores. Granted, it was only like a register job kind of thing, but I think it was because of me dropping by like every day. I came in every day. I you know, knew a lot of the stuff, not just Warhammer, which I probably knew better than the 3 other people that worked there. They know about everything in general, but I had the most Warhammer knowledge. But I also knew about all the other games well enough. That and me, like I said, me coming in every day to ask, oh, you know, how's the resume looking? Do I need to do anything else? I think after so long of doing that, and he was already considering hiring someone else, he just said, come aboard. Which I'm grateful for all the time. But I wanted to let you know one of the biggest goals that I'm doing this. Let me tell you why I'm doing these Warhammer videos first, and then I'm tell you why I'm doing videos at all. The reason that I like doing these Warhammer videos is I like to hope that when you're at home, you know, just not really feeling like doing anything for the hobby or whatever, you know, you're kind of just all unmotivated. Because I know I've had those kind of days after a lot of dedicated painting and hard work and gaming and stuff. You just kind of feel burned out, and the biggest challenge is jumping back into the game. It's videos like this, either on YouTube or other video game sharing channels, that kind of get you re-motivated for that. And so my biggest hope is that if even one person sees this and, you know, kind of pulls back their paintbrush or their cutting knife or their, I don't know, rule book or whatever, and they'll, you know, kind of feel reinvigorated and start again, that's the most important thing to me out of all of this. That, and it's good inspiration for myself. Because I like Warhammer. It's the first game that I've ever really started ever since I stopped playing. I didn't actually stop, but when I started slowing down on like Xbox and PS3 and all that stuff, or PS2 back then, I guess. When I kind of stopped with that, Warhammer was the game that picked me up, and after that, I was able to meet a whole new, you know, group, kind of. Some of my good friends that I still have now here in Visalia, I met originally from Warhammer, and you know, it's good to be able to have a hobby in common when you're talking to someone else. Okay, Deathmark gun. I have like so many trays right next to me. Some are of the Immortals and the Deathmarks, but there's like Lynchguard box right here. Oh, here's the guns right here. Oh, they're all the same, I guess, so I guess it doesn't matter which one I cut out. So my plans after this are, first I want to assemble my Necron army. Then after that I'm going to start painting. I don't think I'm going to film a video for each time I paint, because it takes me a while to paint. Like, quite frankly, the model that I was going to show you, my Njal Stormcaller for the Space Wolves. Yeah, let me show them. Let me show them. Wait. I'll keep them in a secret hiding place so that people can't walk by and find me models and be like, oh look, plastic, something to break. And I say, you can't do that. And they say, bollocks, I can. And I say, no. They do it anyways. Let's see. Here's Stormcaller. I painted him like half a year ago, maybe more or less. It's going to be kind of hard to see all the detail, but the best thing I like about him is that on the staff, I was able to incorporate red and orange and yellow all together, and then his shoulder guard, it's got, you know, glowing kind of runes coming out, which I used white and dry brushed with blue. That, and of course his hands are bloodied and shiny from the gore. And so yeah, he was the first one that I kind of finished doing. Then when the new paint started coming out, the new Citadel paints, I was able to, you know, test a bit more with everyone else. I think the last thing that I did with these Space Wolves was this Terminator right here. The best thing I did was his, I don't know what you want to call it, his cape. I tried to do an extreme highlight. Sometimes when I look at it, it looks pretty good, and other times it's like, no. I tried to do a sword, kind of an interesting little power blade, frost blade mix. He's not even done yet. And I don't know when the next time is that I'll be getting back to that. Right now, my main focus is assembling this Necron army and painting it completely. I want to be able to finally say that I was able to completely, from start to finish, do my own army with maybe, there's a friend of mine that has a airbrush. I might ask him to get the outside of one of my Doom sides. I'd get it myself, but they're so expensive. Like, if it was just an airbrush with, you know, normal paints, it's still kind of expensive, but that's doable. But it's airbrush paints with Citadel paint cost. And like a simple pot of this is like $3.70 without the tax. And if you're getting it online or from somewhere, that doesn't even include the shipping and stuff. Now, a lot of my friends have actually left Warhammer because of the huge costs, and I understand that. You know, times are tough, and I'm not going to judge at all. The only reason that I was able to have the money to do this was, on one, my the jobs that I've had, and two, the work on the side that I've done for friends or for family or whatever. And I don't know, I'm really hoping that when Games Workshop looks at all the stuff that they're doing, I know that recently they had, I mean, they shut down mini wargaming. I guess he did make it important to let us know that you know, it wasn't Games Workshop that made them close, but that was the main factor. I mean, they were kind of just being unbelievably unfair to the independent retailers. So places like my store, GameCore, and some other ones, you know, in the area, Crazy Squirrel Games in Fresno, Hobbytown USA, you know, some different places that I've been to, who, even though they have minor Warhammer products there, you know, like there's Otto's Video Game Store, and I can't think of the name of the other one, but, you know, some places like that, they've really suffered from Games Workshop being way too money needing. I want to hope that they're actually doing it for a reason. Like, you know, maybe times are as rough as they are in the UK as they are in America, and I'm gonna just keep thinking that, because if it turns out that they're doing it just for their own, let me fix this, for their own selfish needs, that's gonna make me pissed. because there's a War Machine out right now, which I played too, and it's a really good game. It's like Warhammer, but don't need so many pieces. It's cheaper, and it still plays and looks the same. I know that a lot of people are going to that because of Games Workshop's, big money, asking. I don't put words well together, if you've noticed. The Deathmark putting his arms together is unbelievably frustrating because you don't know where you'll have to put which arm for it to stick and to look normal. And the glue's getting stuck to my finger. Okay. Let's move on to the next guy while that gun dries. So, here's the guy whose gun is drying. We're going to let that stay there and move on to the next guy. So, as I've mentioned probably 50 times already, I have a YouTube account right now, which I mentioned in the beginning of this video. My username is Darth Skywalker, again, because I'm a gigantic nerd. And the reason I made my YouTube channel at all is because through my entire life I've wanted to be the guy that could make people laugh. And to be honest, it's because through my life I've needed to have a good laugh. So making people, have a good day, have a good time, get a bit of, comedy in their day is what makes me the happiest. And so with this YouTube channel, even though I still plan on investing in like a video recording device so I can put video games online and do a commentary on it or whatever, and I also plan on doing some videos with some friends of mine who've already volunteered to be in the next couple. Main reason that I did my YouTube channel at all was for the sake of other people, but for now I'm glad that I'm able to do it for Warhammer, which has been the huge part of my life. Don't break. Don't break. I did it. Okay. How long have we been filming? About half an hour. I think we can go another 7 minutes or so. I want to keep this one kind of short, just so that we get to know each other. You and me, baby. How's that guy's gun doing? Oh, good. Hold on 1 second. I want to finish getting this guy. Cool. Okay. So, as you know, right now it's summertime, and one of the biggest challenges that I've been looking at is, because I only work three days a week, and I'm not going to summer school, so the biggest challenge right now is trying to find something to do. And yesterday, was it? I want to say it was yesterday, but it was probably like 2 days ago or something. Excuse me. My friends just decided to drop by unexpectedly, and they kind of kidnapped me to go somewhere. Their names are Zach and Wyatt. Won't include their full name. And for a while I thought, hey, this is going to be kind of fun. I have no idea where we're going. They decided to drop me off at Best Buy Market, which is it's not even Best Buy the electronics store. It's Best Buy a grocery store downtown, or not downtown, just in Visalia. And we got there and got food, and we came back. They dropped me off at home, and then drove off. And I said, "Thanks for the fun, guys." They are unbelievable dorks, but so am I guess. Let's see. Now I'm kind of just looking for stuff to tell you right now. Today in work, I had my nerdy title challenged, which has never been happened before. Usually I just tell people I'm a nerd and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're strange," and I say, "I know." But today I was like, "Oh yeah, I know a lot of stuff about Star Wars." And then this super chunk, and I mean I'm not saying that I'm not, because I'm pretty well fed, but like, I mean like this super ultra mega chub guy with he had like on like he smelled really bad, and you know his glasses looked kind of broken. For a second when he came in, I thought he was like something out of a fatty con convention. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But in all seriousness, he comes up and he hears me telling one of the other guys that I work with, "Oh yeah, I'm a pretty good. I know a lot of Star Wars trivia," and he looks at me like I just insulted his mother, and was like, "Oh yeah? Well then prove it!" And and we just stood there. We didn't know who this guy was. We had no idea what to say next, so I kind of, just to kill a bit of the awkwardness, I was like, "Okay, why don't you go ahead and ask me a question?" He was like, "Oh, I mean, I didn't say that I know stuff about Star Wars, but you don't look like you know anything about it." At that point, I didn't know what to say anymore. I wasn't even going to try, because it's one thing to, you know, if he was a big Star Wars nerd and wanted to have a nerd off, you know, see who knew more about whatever. But the fact that he hears me talking about it, denies my claim, and then says that he doesn't even know what we're talking about, basically, it was one of the better parts of the day. I think I'll close it here. We've got some good Death Mark progress done. I'm not going to waste your time showing it, but I've glued all of the torso parts onto the guys. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on Mini Wargaming, make sure to leave 5-star down at the corner. I'll try to be active on the forums more, so that, you know, I can get restarted in the Warhammer community at large. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave me a subscription and a like, comment if I need to improve this video, if you had suggestions for the next time that I did it. Leaving a favorite and a watch later would be really nice too. I plan on doing this again. It could be a couple days, it could be about a week or so. It really depends on what I'm doing. Until then, I guess, thanks for watching. I guess that's the end then. Live long and prosper.